Hey everybody, welcome back. So I have a coloring tag video for you today. I was tagged probably 2 weeks ago or so by Vekkia from Vekkia's Coloring to do this 10 coloring essentials tag. I believe the tag originated with the Coloring Diva, and I will link her channel in the description section below. She is the originator, that sounds funny, originator of this tag. But I was tagged by Vekkia. And so it's taken me a little while to do this because I really had to think about it. I mean, I really thought about it. Like, 10 essentials. Like, if I, like, when I go to my mom's and I'm going to be gone away from home for a while or something, what do I take? What are my personal coloring essentials? And I did watch Vekkia's video, but I specifically didn't watch anybody else's yet because I didn't want to, like, get frustrated because I know a lot of us are bound to have the same items, and I didn't want to get frustrated trying to find ones that were different, just for the sake of being different, because I wanted them to be things that I really use. So these are the ones that I came up with, and they are not in any particular order. I will try to put links in the description section for items that I did purchase off of Amazon so that you can check them out if you are interested. Those will be affiliate links, just so that you know. And the other thing to keep in mind is my preferred coloring tool is pencils. I prefer to work with pencils above all else. So a lot of this is done with the idea in mind that I have already colored my page with pencils, or I'm coloring my page with pencils. But just know that pencils are my preferred method of coloring. So the first item that I am going to show you, if you excuse my arm. Also, I wanted to mention I am having some difficulties with my left hand. I have some swelling and inflammation in it right now, and it doesn't look very nice. I was going to put a bandage over the inflamed area, but it was too uncomfortable. So I just said, forget it. You guys have been with me. You know that I have troubles sometimes, so I didn't think you'd mind. So anyways, and it does make me a little bit clumsier and more awkward than normal. Okay, on to the coloring stuff, right? So my first item that I have is pencil cases. So I, for the longest time, resisted purchasing pencil cases. I didn't see the need for them. I had like Prismacolors, and I kept them. I had the 150 set, and I kept it in the big, like the big box that it came in. And I just thought, well, I don't need all these pencil cases that everybody has. And I don't know how long it was before I finally decided that, oh, I know what it was, because I was going and taking my coloring with me when we would go to Greenfield Village, which is like a living history park. We would go there, and I would take coloring with me, and I would sit and color while Keith wandered around and explored, and it was awkward to take the big box of Prismacolors. So I ordered one pencil case for my Prismacolors, and that did it. Once I realized how much easier it is to house your pencils in a case, I was like, that's it. So now all my pencils except my Crayolas have a case for them, and whenever I buy a new set of pencils, I automatically get a case with them, or shortly if I'm gifted, like if Keith gifts me a set of pencils, I get a case right after that because I have to have them. It's just so easy for me, especially I get these cases that have the handle on them. This particular one is nylon and has this really cute bee print on it. I think these are my Blick Studio pencil. No, are these Artezas? Which ones are these? These might be the Artezas. Let me look and see. Oh yeah, these are Artezas. So, I just really like how the pencils are all nice and neat. I do prefer the ones with the individual loops, because if you have to fit 2 or 3 per loop, when you pull one out, they get loose. So I like that these are all like tight and everything in each like slot, and I just love the ease of locating the colors that I'm looking for. I love the ease of carrying them, and I love that they're protected this way. If I drop the case, most likely my pencils are not going to break, and they're not going to roll all over everywhere. So I really like that. Another thing I like about having the cases is most of my cases, I don't have enough pencils to fill the whole thing. So I usually have a couple of slots left over. In some of my cases I have more than 3. I think right here I've got 4. So in some of them I have more than 4. Some of them I might have like this whole back section, row, whatever you want to call it. And if I have a whip and I'm working on a particular area that requires more than one shade, I will put them in order that I'm blending and working on them in a row, so that they can be easily grabbed again. I won't forget what I'm using. I won't forget the order that I'm using them in, because I'll do, like my lightest shade or my base shades, and then I put them in a row as the order that I'm blending them in. So yeah, so pencil cases, absolutely 100% a must-have item for me. My number 2 item, let me move this out of the way. All right, my number 2 item, and again, these are in no particular order, is black acrylic paint. When I first started coloring, I would see, especially it was the time when Hannah Carlzon's Daydreams and Summer Nights were super popular. They were fairly new. And I would see all these like gorgeous colorings with this dense black background, and I couldn't figure out how they got such a opaque, dense background. And then finally, after watching some videos and stuff, I realized that people were using acrylic paint. This is the Americana brand. I got it at Michael's. I have quite a few different shades of paint now, but I will say this is the Lamp Ebony Black, and I think I got this after watching Dee Dee Willingham, because in the beginning I watched her a lot. And she always used this kind, so that's what I got, and it works wonderfully for backgrounds. It works wonderfully for covering up mistakes. It works wonderfully for just a variety of things, and I really love having my black acrylic paint available. I didn't pull out any kind of a page that I have handy. Now that I think about it, I should have, but I don't at this moment have a page handy that I can show you. But I absolutely, oh wait, I might have one. Hold on just a second. Let me look and see. I might have one here. I do have one here. So in this page by Carla Magana, a Macaron sketchbook, I did put green glitter glaze over it, but this is a base of black acrylic paint. It, to me, is the easiest background you could do. You can do so much on top of the black acrylic paint. You can put pencils over it. You can put gel pens over it. You can put other colored pencils, other paints, all kinds of stuff over the black acrylic paint. The only thing you can't really do is put anything that's like a watercolor on top of it, because the acrylic is it's not waterproof, so it might run and smudge and stuff like that. But yeah, I just love my black acrylic paint, and even though I don't reach for it as much as I used to, because now I'm comfortable doing other types of backgrounds, I definitely always want to have some black acrylic paint in my coloring stash. So yeah, and I got that, like I said, at Michael's. Very inexpensive. I've got these all written down. So my next item that I have that is an essential for me is a good pencil sharpener that is not manual. I need a battery operated or a electric pencil sharpener because of the arthritis in my hands. Manually sharpening pencils is way too tedious for me, and I can't do it. I've had this Office Pro one, oh my goodness, I want to say since Christmas of 2016, I think is when Keith got it for me. So it is a workhorse. It has been so good. And you guys, before, when I was getting everything together for this video, I dropped it. I dropped it and it broke open. It doesn't look like I broke it anywhere, but it broke open and the shavings got all over the floor. We had to clean it up. And Keith put the batteries back in it and put it back together for me. So I'm hoping that I didn't do any damage to it when I broke it. I'm going to try to find a pencil here that's kind of on the dull side, and we'll sharpen it up and see how it does. Let me just I'll just grab this one. It's not like super dull, but I can tell it's one I haven't used yet. It looks like a silver color, so you can see here how the tip looks, and I'm going to put it in and we'll see how it does. Let's cross our fingers that I did not break it. It's loud though. And you can see there is a nice tip on that. Sometimes I do it a little bit more, but that's a nice tip on that pencil. So this is the Office Pro. This came from Amazon, and I love this sharpener. If this ever breaks down on me, I'll definitely be getting another one because I love it. Now I do have another one I didn't bring over here. It is a electric pencil sharpener, and it's from X-Acto. It works very well also, but it has to be plugged in, and a lot of times I don't color exactly where next to an outlet that would be convenient for that to be, you know, for me to use it. Okay, the next thing I have, item 4 for my top 10 coloring essentials, is white gel pens or paint pens for accent. So these are the 4 types of ones that I use. I'll be honest with you, I at one time thought I needed a Posca because I saw that everybody else had Posca. I do not like the Posca. I do not like this. I have several of these in different sizes that I purchased a couple years ago, and I struggle with Posca. I know you have to shake it up, but I mean, you really have to shake it for like a long time. You shake it, and even then I still have difficulty getting uniform size dots or lines, whatever I'm doing. Sometimes it skips, sometimes it bloops out all over everything and creates a big glob of white on my page. I don't reach for this. I'm surprised I haven't even thrown it out yet, but I was looking and I still had one on my desk. So a lot of people love Posca though, but for me, I've never been able to really make it work. So I don't use Posca. The next thing I went for was the Jelly Roll by Sakura, the Jelly Roll white gel pen, and I liked these. I liked them a lot. I did have trouble sometimes getting them to go over top of the pencil, but they work really well on acrylic paint. They work really well on lines where you don't have your pencil already laid down, and in some instances they do work over pencil, but not like in a straight long line. It has a tendency to skip. So I was experiencing a little bit of frustration with my Jelly Roll white gel pen. So then I went to the Pentel, or wait, I don't know, the Uni, sorry, the Signo Uni white pen, because everybody said that this one was thebomb.com and the one that you were supposed to use, and just like, you know, the holy grail of white pens. And I got a couple. I think I got a set of 3. I've gone through one of them so far. These to me are better, more consistent than the Jelly Roll. They do perform a little bit better as far as the white line or the white dots are more opaque. So if you're going over something like a bright colored, say you've got like a hot pink, and you want to do a white accent, it doesn't fade out into a pale pink necessarily as much as you get with the white Jelly Roll. But still, occasionally it will skip, and it's not entirely consistent, but I still really like this one. Well, within the last year, I saw Claire from Color with Claire. She did a video about the Arteza gel pens, the white gel pens, and how fabulous they were and how opaque, and they didn't skip, and you could put them over pencil and they were fabulous. And once she put that video out, of course they sold out like hotcakes on Amazon and the Arteza website. So I couldn't get them right away, but eventually they came back in stock, and I ordered, let me show you really quick. what did I ordered? Where is my, hold on, I'm grabbing it. That left hand of mine is awfully clumsy today, so I'm having troubles, like I said, grabbing things. So I ordered the 12 pack of the white gel pens. So you get the fine point, the medium, and the bold in here. And let me see, I'll put my glasses on so I can tell you exactly what comes in this set in case you don't have it. You get 5 of the 0.8 millimeters, you get 4 of the 1.0 millimeter, and 5 of the 0.6 millimeter. So you get a nice variety in 12 gel pens to last you for a long time. I don't know how I feel about these. I think they're probably just as good as the Signo. But I still struggle with them a little bit. I'm not as crazy about them. I feel like they get a little bit gunky at the tip. Sometimes a little bit of ink like builds up and I kind of have to scrape it off to get the flow to come back out again. It's definitely a nice pen. It works well and it is opaque, but I don't think it was the end all and be all of a white gel pen experience like I expected it to be. So to be honest with you, I think I still reach for my Signo probably a little bit more, but I don't have an issue with the Arteza. I mean, I think they're okay. They're both better than the Jelly Roll, but Jelly Roll is still nice too. So, but the Posca is no bueno for me. So move that out of the way. My next item is a blender pencil. So I have, this is a Koei Noir, I believe. Yeah, Koei Noir polycolor blending pencil. So I actually don't use these as much as I used to, but for the beginning colorist and for me when I was first coloring, the blending pencil was a lifesaver because it really helped me feel better about my skills. I would see all these beautifully colored pages in the Facebook groups and on Instagram, and I was like not happy with my own work when I saw that. I was frustrated because I couldn't figure out how to get that smooth blended look. I didn't know anything about a blending pencil. I didn't know they existed. And then once I started watching more YouTube and learning more about the adult coloring hobby, I realized, oh, here's this pencil. You can blend colored pencils together to smooth out the lines, smooth out the rough spots, smooth out the edges and everything like that. So this is the brand I started with because they were available at Hobby Lobby. I had gone into Hobby Lobby into the color pencil section and I was looking for a blender, and this was what they had in a 2-pack, and I liked them. It worked for me. So for a while, these were the only ones I used. Then I got the Prismacolors one time. I was at Michael's, and I think they were on sale or on clearance for like a 2-pack or a 3-pack of the Prismacolor colorless blender pencil. And I grabbed that, and I like that well too. I think, to me, they both work equally as well with each other. I like both of them. So what I pretty much have is a blender pencil in each of my pencil cases. I usually stick it in the back or in the front, and that way I have a blender pencil in each case, so no matter what pencil set I'm working from, I don't have to search for a blender if I need one. But like I said, I don't need them as often as I used to, but it's still nice to have, and I think for a beginner colorist especially, it's, you know, a lifesaver. So that's my opinion on that. The next thing I will say is, for me, a coloring essential is, and probably this would be in number 1 if I was going in order, is glasses. I don't wear regular glasses, but I do need readers. This is a really nice pair of readers that I have from Firmu, which is a Chinese company. When I first started doing YouTube, they sent me, which they do offer a lot of YouTubers, free glasses in exchange for a video promoting them, and they give you like a code for your subscribers or whatever. And I didn't need prescription glasses, but I thought, well, I'll take a pair of readers, and that way if I ever need them, I'll have them. So I got them, and I think these are in the 1.75 magnification. And I didn't hardly ever use them. Once I started coloring, I was like, wow, I really need some readers. So I started getting them. And now I have several. This is another pair that I use, but I have to use my readers when I'm coloring now. I am 51 years old and my eyesight is not as great as it was, although it's definitely not bad. I can still read without readers, but for some reason with coloring, I just feel more comfortable using my readers. So I definitely always have those in my coloring cart, or if I'm traveling in with my coloring bag. And like I said, I have several pairs, so it doesn't really, you know, matter. Like I've got a bunch of them. So, okay, next thing, this also goes along with kind of being able to see, is good lighting. For me, good lighting is essential because my eyesight isn't as good as it used to be. And so I always tried to, I used to color, when I first started coloring, I colored at my desk because I have good daylight bulbs downstairs in my bedroom that I use for filming my makeup videos for Avon. So I had good lighting there. When I moved my coloring up to our dining area within the past year, the lighting is low, which I've mentioned before, and it's a little bit more difficult for me to see and to get an idea of the exact shades and everything like that. So I saw this, I mentioned this in another video, but I'm mentioning it again. I saw this on Jen Reading with Pug's channel. She was using this to read with, but it's a rechargeable book light. It's by Vekkia, and I will link it in the description section. But you just charge it on your computer with a USB thing, and it has, let me see, I don't know if it's still charged because I've been using it. It has 3 settings. There's the first one, there's the second one, and there's the third one. Usually when I'm coloring, I just use it on the second one. I haven't really needed the third brighter one yet, but it has a clip and I don't need to do that because of the base. I just set it on my coloring area where I'm at. Usually I'm right-handed, so I set it to the left of my coloring, what I'm working on, and it doesn't create a shadow that way and works really, really good. It's been helping me quite a bit. So super pleased with that. Okay, the next thing I have is something, so this would be number 8, something to do backgrounds with that are easy. So when I first started coloring, I wanted to do backgrounds, but I'm not, and even now, to use colored pencil on a whole background, I will do it occasionally if it's a picture that I really love and I think that it will be the best way to go. But it can be very tedious, as you know. So I needed something that would be, this will probably drive somebody nuts because my stuff is all in different directions. But yeah, it's just pencil on a background for me. Like, I'm no Chris Chang, you know what I'm saying? So, so I need something a little bit easier. And like I mentioned before, I can use acrylic paint. Sometimes I might use a Sharpie or an alcohol marker. But I have found, I've tried pastels. My issue with pastels is that I don't like to set my page. I don't like to use a fixative. So I don't really care for those, but they look pretty and they blend nicely, but I don't like to use a fixative. So I have started using distress inks. I have several tins of these. I think I have, I don't know, I have quite a few shades. These are the mini distress inks. I got them at Michael's on sale, and they come in 4-packs, and I've got quite a few. And then these are the little cases, also by Ranger, I believe. These are by Ranger. And the distress inks. Oh wait, is that by Tim Holtz or is it Ranger? Ranger, I guess. I love the distress inks. They blend. I love how vibrant they are. That's the one thing I really like about them. I just love how vibrant they are, and they're really, really pretty. They look neat. You can do a lot of different things with them, and you can color over them. So you can put down a base of distress ink and then use pencil over top of it. You can I've used gelatos in distress inks before, because once the distress ink is down, it sets. It doesn't move. So it's really nice. And recently, I'll show you, I did this little background, so it's not a full background, but it's a little one, in this Deborah Muller book. And I just blended out some of the blue. I think I used, I don't even know if it's in this one. I don't think it's in this one. It was something ocean, salty ocean or something shade of this blue. And I think people actually, I had a few people say it was watercolor. They said they like my watercolor, and it's not watercolor. I just blended it out with some sponge. And I actually like eyeshadow applicators the best to blend these out, but I have brushes and different tools to use. But I find those foam eyeshadow applicators work really good for blending out the distressings. But I really like those, and I enjoy using the distress inks, and I love the effects that, actually I've used distress inks on this page too. I just took a sponge, a round sponge, and did the different dots and stuff like that. So you can do a lot of different effects with the distress inks, and I like that quite a bit. Okay, so that was my number 8. And then number 9, I am going to gather my things together, and then I will show you guys. So hold on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to get things together. So the next item that I have for number 9 that for me I also consider essential is gel pens for providing accent. I like gel pens a lot for, I don't necessarily like to color a whole picture with them. I know some people love their gel pens. I can't sit and color a whole picture with them. To me, I find that tedious. But I love using them as an accent. And probably my favorite gel pens I have learned are these Pentel Sparkle Pops. I just love them. They are so pretty, and they're so bold, and the colors are super opaque, and they flow beautifully, and just, I mean, these by far are my favorite gel pens. I love them, but they are a little bit on the expensive side. I think sometimes you can get, so there's what, 3, 6, 8 of them. I think sometimes they can go anywhere from like $12 to $15, which to me I think is a little bit high. Although I do think they are beautiful, and they really are worth the money. But if you use them, like I said, to color a whole picture with, you would go through them quickly. I like that they have an orange. The gold one is gorgeous. I know you can purchase the gold one by itself. I think you can purchase black and silver also on their own. But I love those. Highly, highly, highly recommend the Pentel Sparkle Pop. It seems like I'm missing one though. I don't know. Is there a red? Am I missing a red? Maybe there's not a red. The blue is, I don't remember. Anyways, yeah. So, and one might have fallen or still be in the case. But anyways, I really, really love these. These are my favorite. Absolutely, definitely recommend them. My next favorite ones to use are also glitter pens. And these are the Jelly Roll Sakura, the Sakura Jelly Roll Stardust pens. I love these also. They are beautiful. They color very well. Super, super sparkly. And much like the Pentel Sparkle Pop, the glitter doesn't get all over everything. It doesn't get all over your hands and your page and your arm and everything. But I really, really like these. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. I think you could probably get them at Michael's. You can get them a variety of places. They have a nice color selection. You can also get them individually, like at Blick's, I noticed, and Jerry's Artorama. So that's really nice to have that option too. But I really like them. And in this one, the yellow one is like my favorite. I reach for that one a lot. I really like it. But these are just beautiful pencils or pens, and they are very, very sparkly. They are a close second to being my favorite behind the Pentel Sparkle Pop ones. These are new. I haven't even tried them yet. I got 2 packs of these. I ordered these through the link on Lavellia's Coloring, one of her hauls, and she showed how she uses these in her color by number books, and they were very inexpensive. I think they were $3.49 for a pack of 10. I ordered them. The ones I ordered were $3.49. They came from India, so the shipping time was longer. I did get 2 packs. I would say the shipping time was about 4 weeks on them. And I wasn't in a hurry for them, so I didn't care. However, you can get them delivered quicker from a U.S. seller, but it's more expensive. And so I was willing to take the longer ship time for a less price, because I didn't need them anytime soon. So I haven't used these yet, but I will be letting you guys know how they are soon. So those are the Flare glitter gel, Flare glitter extra sparkle gel pens. That's what they are. Okay, the next sets I'm going to show you are all also Sakura Jelly Roll. These are the Glaze, so they look like shiny when you color them. Once it dries down, the colored area still looks shiny, and I really like that a lot. I use the yellow one a lot, and I really use the black one. In fact, I actually got the black one. I ordered 2 extras in like a 2-pack because you can get those individually, because I use that so much. Especially I use it in my Carla Magana books because it just seems to go in those books. But I really like these. They're bright, they're vibrant, but you do have to wait on them to dry. They take a little bit longer to dry than a normal gel pen. So once you use them, I take no chances, and I set my book aside and I walk away for a good half hour to let them dry. I think I read that it says 15 minutes, but I don't always trust that, so I just leave them. Sometimes even overnight I'll wait, but I just don't want to take any chances. But I really like these. They're really nice, and they provide a unique accent in the coloring book. And then the last set of gel pens I have, also from Sakura, and they are Jelly Roll, and it's like the Moonlight ones. They color very brightly, especially on a dark surface, so I use these a lot. The yellow one is the one I use most frequently. I reach for it consistently, but they're so beautiful for doing highlights. They're super opaque. The color doesn't dull down. It stays very vibrant, and they work really nicely. So those are the Moonlight ones from Jelly Roll. Highly recommend those too. They're beautiful. They're opaque and bright, and I love everything about them, like especially the neon-y colors, like the orange, the yellow, and the green, and the pink especially. I love those. And then I also have the Jelly Roll Metallics. I do not care for those. I'm going to use those up in my coloring color by number books, and then I'm not going to repurchase those because all those are is just shiny. They don't have any glitter to them. So that is that. So that was my number 9 thing, most coloring essential item. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is my last coloring essential. Actually, I have 2 more, even though I'm on number 10 now. I have 2 more. So I kind of have a bonus one. My number 10 is just find books that make you happy. It's very hard to color in a coloring book that doesn't inspire you. So you need a book that inspires you, that pleases you, that excites you, that is fun to you. I have a really hard time coloring in a book that I find the subject matter boring or I don't care about it. My favorite genre to color is fantasy or female figures, so that's what I do. But like this one, this Carla Magana Macaron sketchbook, I love the material in here. I love the images. I love the girls. They're quirky and spooky and fun. I love that. I'm currently working a lot in this Miss Fantastic from Deborah Muller. These little mermaids with the cute little sayings on them, you know. So I love those. And then this is Moon Blossoms, which you've seen me color before, and it is just full of human figures, and it's not really fantasy, but just different figures of females, beautiful ladies to color. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Another subject to color that I absolutely love is Halloween or anything spooky. Like here is these Creepers and Haunts little books from White Stag. They have like these little kind of spooky images in them of like zombies and ghosts and what have you. I haven't colored in this one yet, but I love these. Anything Halloween just floats my boat. I cannot sit and color a bunch of things that I'm not interested in, like animals. Now I love animals in real life, but I'm just not into animals. They just don't thrill me to color. Fur to me is like a scary thing to have to color. I'm just not a fur person, so yeah. So no fur to me. So those are my 10 coloring essential things that I believe are what I always have to enjoy my coloring experience the most. Now I have one more item. It's not really a bonus item or anything like that, but I didn't know what to do with it, if I should put it on there or not, but it is a must-have for me in some instances. So when I am working with water mediums, I prefer to use the satin glazing liquid down on my page so that my water mediums don't tear up my page. Now, if you're working on cardstock or heavy duty paper, then you don't really have that issue. I work a lot in the Create Space or Amazon printed paper books, and the paper quality in those books is not very good. And so but sometimes I want to use water mediums. I love the vibrancy of the Neocolor 2 or the ink tints, but I don't want it to bleed through. I don't want to tear up my paper. I still want to be able to have a quality looking picture when I'm done. So I will treat the page with this first. And it makes it so much easier to color with water mediums. So like I just have been doing, this is a work in progress. I haven't finished this one yet. I laid down a base of Neocolor 2 yesterday with this, and I will go in with pencils, but I did use the Neocolor 2 over it on the whole page, and you can see that I haven't bled through at all. It hasn't, and it's not really even done too much buckling on the page or anything like that. And I have a nice base here that I can put my pencils on top of. So I really like using the satin glazing liquid, but I debated on whether or not to include that, and I thought it was important to mention just because for me, if I am working with a water medium in a Create Space or Amazon printed book or Creative Haven, something where the paper isn't like really thick, then this is really important for me to use. But you know, it's not for everybody. Not everybody cares. Not everybody needs it. But for me, I feel more comfortable because I like to color in my books. I don't always like to color on a PDF. I have PDFs, but I prefer to color in the book. So this just makes it an easier experience all the way around. And there you go. So there are my 10 coloring essentials plus one. I hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said, I will try to link everything that I can in the description section below if I can find it. Sometimes I have trouble finding this on Amazon, the satin glazing liquid from Golden, but I got this at Jerry's, but you can get it at Michael's or Blick's. There's a variety of places you can purchase this. So alright, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I try not to be long, but I guess I was anyways. That's just the way I roll. Question or comment below. Thank you so much. And I know it's a tag, but I don't know who's already done this, and I'm late to the party on this as usual. So I say if you want to participate, make that video, because if you haven't, you know what? I'll tag Rita. She's probably already been tagged, Rita from RB Dreams Art. But I'll tag her just in case, and then I don't know, I can't think of anybody else offhand, so I'll just tag Rita for right now. And but if she's already done the video, she might have, I don't know. But feel free to do this if you have not, and I'm gonna go watch everybody's now because I didn't want to watch them before I'd filmed. So yeah, all right, you guys, thank you so much. Happy coloring, and I'll see you in the next one.